The cell was barely wide enough to stretch his arms. Cold concrete, rusted bars, a single light that never truly went dark. The judge had already spoken. The sentence was final. The future non-existent. He was no longer known by his name, but by a number. No dreams, no plans, no direction forward, only time. And in that place where hope had nowhere to hide, where regret echoed louder than footsteps, he met God, not in a church, not in freedom, but in a prison cell where nothing else could reach him. When the future has taken away prison, there's something unique to the human soul. It does not just restrict movement, removes possibility. Outside, life moves forward. Inside, it circles days. Are identical. Nights stretch endlessly. The future is reduced to routines, counts, and locked doors. For him, prison was not just punishment. It was erasure. Everything he once imagined himself becoming had been stripped away. The weight of regret is heavier when there is nowhere to run. Every bad decision replayed, itself in his mind with brutal clarity. Every warning ignored. Every line crossed. He could not distract himself with noise or busyness. The cell forced him to confront the truth. He had destroyed his own life, and there was no undo button. Identity reduced to a crime in prison. You are not who you were. You are what you did. Your story collapses into a single moment, the worst one. He stopped introducing himself, internally as a son, a brother, a man with a past. He became the crime, and shame settled in like a permanent resident. Time as punishment time, once a gift, became the sentence itself. Years stretched endlessly ahead, empty and repetitive. Each morning felt like a reminder that nothing would change. Hope felt dangerous, something that could make the pain worse. So he buried it. The myth of strength. Behind bars, prison rewards hardness. Emotion is weakness. Vulnerability is danger. So he learned to mask everything: fear, remorse, sorrow. But what is hidden does not disappear. It corrodes isolation within crowds, even surrounded by people. He was alone. Conversations were guarded. Trust was rare. Every interaction carried risk. Loneliness does not require solitude. It only requires the absence of safety. Nights of reckoning, the nights were the hardest. When noise faded and the mind grew loud, images returned, faces resurfaced. Moments he wished he could erase replayed endlessly. Sleep became a battleground. Faith as a memory, not a reality once. Faith had existed on the edges of his life. A childhood echo, a forgotten prayer, a concept he never needed. Now, even that felt unreachable. Why would God want anything to do with someone like him? The lie of being beyond redemption. Prison convinces you of one thing above all else: that you are finished, that whatever good might have existed in you is gone forever, that your story has reached its final chapter. He believed that lie completely. The breaking point did not come with violence or drama. It came with exhaustion. One night, sitting on the edge of his bunk, he felt the full weight of his emptiness. No anger left, no denial left, no resistance left, just despair. A cry without hope. He did not pray with expectation. There was no bargaining, no promises of change, just a raw, desperate whisper into the darkness. If you are real, I have nothing left. It was not faith, it was surrender. God meets people where they are. God did not wait for him to become worthy. He did not demand understanding or repentance. First, God met him in the cell, not as a judge, but as presence, not condemning, but listening. The quiet encounter there was no vision, no voice echoing off the walls, just a profound stillness. For the first time since sentencing, his chest loosened, his breathing slowed. Peace, unexpected and unearned entered the room. When the cell becomes sacred, the cell did not change. The bars remained, the walls remained, but something within him shifted. That space of punishment became a place of encounter. The worst place of his life became the most honest one. God does not start with the past. God did not begin by listing his failures. He began by restoring his humanity. He was more than his crime, more than his number, more than his sentence. That realization alone was transformative. Forgiveness. That does not excuse. Forgiveness did not erase responsibility. It did not deny harm or consequences, but it released him from eternal self-condemnation. Grace did not remove justice. It gave him the strength to face it. Learning to live without a future, his sentence did not change. The future was still uncertain, limited, constrained. But something unexpected happened. He learned to live in the present. Faith did not give him tomorrow. It gave him today. Transformation without escape. God did not open the prison doors. He opened the man. The environment remained harsh, but his inner life softened. Anger gave way to reflection, bitterness to humility. The slow work of change did not arrive overnight. It came in habits. Reclaimed, he began to treat himself and others differently. Respect replaced defensiveness. Patience replaced aggression. Dignity returned, and with it, responsibility. Brotherhood among the broken. He was not alone. Others carried similar stories, ruined lives, lost futures. Faith created a new kind of community, not based on status but on honesty. Purpose inside, limitation. Purpose did not require freedom. He found it in mentoring. Listiganchen beastly. God used the smaller spaces to do deep work. Redemption without rewriting history. God did not rewrite the past. He redeemed it. The very experiences that once destroyed him now shaped his compassion. The irony of true freedom behind bars. He discovered something unexpected. Freedom is not primarily physical. Freedom is the release from self-hatred, despair, and fear. And that freedom was real. Faith without guarantee. Faith did not promise parole. It did not guarantee release. It promised presence, and presence was enough. Living as a new man in an old place externally, he was still a prisoner internally. He was becoming someone new. The contrast was undeniable. For those who feel beyond hope, if you believe your mistakes define you forever, they do not. If you believe your future is gone, God can meet you where time seems to stop. God in the most unlikely place. God does not avoid darkness, he enters it. Cells, failures, dead ends, these are not barriers to him. A story still being written is, life did not end with sentencing. It changed direction. God did not promise an easy ending. He promised a meaningful one. The final truth: he was a prisoner with no future. That was the reality everyone saw. But in a cell, meant to confine him, he met God. And in that meeting, his life regained meaning, dignity, and hope. Not because the bars opened, but because his soul did.